48 hours after the catastrophic flood hit, Beijing has descended into an unprecedented scene of chaos. The once bustling capital is now a waterlogged city, with suburban districts submerged under up to 2 meters of water, while the city center bears the muddy scars of the raging torrents. The air is thick with the smell of mud, fuel, and decaying animal carcasses. Over 15,000 cars were submerged, many overturned and slammed into each other, forming massive piles of twisted metal along once bustling streets like Dongjimen, Chaoyang, and Wairu. More than 230,000 residents are crammed into 57 emergency shelters in stadiums, schools, and train stations, yet conditions are dire. There's barely one bottle of clean water for every 15 people, food is running out, and cases of diarrhea and dengue fever are beginning to appear in the hardest-hit areas. Rescue efforts have become a race against death. Over 1,200 rescue personnel and soldiers, supported by 120 rubber boats and 16 helicopters, have been working around the clock in pounding rain and fierce winds. Each helicopter can lift only 8 to 10 people per trip, leaving thousands waiting in despair. In Wairu district, a rescue team discovered a family of 5 who had survived 48 hours with nothing but rainwater. But the most heartbreaking moments are the rescues that never come in time.
这人也是刚下去就那啥了，说会。往后退。
More than 30 bodies have been recovered from basements, cars, and underground markets. A haunting video circulating online shows an entire underground mall swallowed by darkness, the beam of a flashlight revealing floating shelves, overturned carts, and an eerie, suffocating silence. Hydrology experts report that 11 bridges have completely collapsed. 320 kilometers of highways and rail lines are cut off. And 70% of riverside infrastructure has suffered severe damage, including 5 power plants and 2 pumping stations now offline, plunging the city into widespread blackouts. Preliminary economic losses have already exceeded $12.8 billion, while the number of missing has climbed to 527, mostly elderly residents, children, and night shift workers trapped in flooded basements. Beijing's entire network of reservoirs and hydroelectric dams remains under extreme pressure. Surrounding reservoirs have been forced to continue emergency water releases. Miyun Reservoir has fully opened its gates, discharging nearly 5,800 cubic meter per second. Huairu, Shizanling, and Guanting dams are all releasing water simultaneously, pushing combined downstream discharge to over 9,000 cubic meter per second. Raising the Chao River and its tributaries by 25 centimeter per hour. Low-lying villages in Shunyi, Pinggu, and Huairu remain submerged, while major access roads into Beijing are completely severed. Authorities warn that if heavy rains persist for the next 48 hours, at least 3 secondary reservoirs are at risk of failure or uncontrolled overflow, threatening a second wave of flooding, possibly more devastating than the first. On the 29th of July, relentless rain continues to pour. Thunder cracks across the capital's skies, while inside evacuation centers, 1,800 children shiver in their parents' arms, and the elderly stare silently into the storm, too drained to cry. Beijing is no longer the gleaming center of Chinese power. It has become a battleground for survival and human compassion. The casualty numbers are only the tip of the iceberg. The real suffering lives in the eyes of the survivors, in the wrecked homes, and in phone calls that will never be answered. Beijing will recover, but the scars on its people will never fully heal. This is a grim reminder that while natural disasters can flood a city, it is human complacency and delayed response that turn rain into tragedy. The coming days will be a fight to reclaim hope for the capital, one life at a time. Thank you for watching Wrath of Weather, where we break down the reality behind nature's most extreme moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel alive. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our calm, clear, and truthful coverage. Please note that some visuals in this video may be illustrative and not depict the exact events described. Stay informed, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.